Pretty Tarot YouTube channel here, and this is going to be the last one I do for this evening. This is the Aries June 2018 reading, and this is for the Sun sign, rising moon, and Venus and Mars. Only if you have an Aries and an Aries in both Venus and Mars. Okay. Also, this is a general reading, so this can relate to different areas of your life here. It can relate to jobs, career, finances, love, life, and relationships, personal, family issues, or just personal things going on in your life, health, whatever is going on. Okay. I will pull a romance angel card towards the end to kind of give you extra insight for those of you who are finding that this reading resonates with your love life. However, that information can relate in a general sense as well to other situations, okay? And keep in mind that this reading may or may not resonate with you because it is done for the entire collective of all the Aries out there. However, I pray for the messages to come through for those who truly need them, okay? If you're interested in getting a personal reading that is specifically for you only and not for the entire collective there, you can email me at prettytarot@gmail.com, and you can also go to my website, prettytarot.com. Now, you guys have the rejection card here, but this is in the reverse, okay? And with the rejection card there, you guys could be no longer feeling like rejected, okay? You guys could, this energy is also what I'm going to be basing the tarot cards around, this energy, and also what I'm pulling from this deck here, okay? So you guys, my understanding of this card here, this is someone who is a creative person who thinks outside the box, but this person does not go along with what society deems to be the norm or appropriate or says is the standard. Okay, so this is a person who thinks for themselves. They are an individual to the utmost. Okay, they do not go along with what everybody else is doing, and they will not be persuaded to change their mind if it is not truly in their own heart to do so. Okay, so this person cannot be persuaded or bought off, or and when I say persuaded, they cannot, you can't buy this person, meaning this is a person of integrity. Okay, so this is someone who society, and they're different, they think differently. Okay, they think differently, and society, in terms of standard society that makes rules and things, like this is the kind of person whom, when they're summoned for what do you call it, jury duty, they're probably not going to pick this guy. Okay, because he's not going to be easy to work with as a juror. Okay, because he's too I don't want to say he's polarized, but he's too different in his thinking to go along with the way they are expected to come to conclusions, or the way they're expected to behave as jurors, or the way they expected to, like, he's not going to follow all the rules. So you know what I'm saying, jurors have to follow a certain standard set of rules, and of those kind of things. You know what I'm saying, he's not going to do that. You know what I'm saying, he's just too outside the box. Nothing wrong with the guy. Nothing wrong with him. Just different. Probably could even say this person is eccentric, but this person is definitely a person. They have integrity simply because they're not going to be persuaded. You can't buy this person off. Okay, this is not a sellout. This person is not a sellout. But in the reverse, and keep in mind it's also someone creative. But in the reverse, okay, in the reverse, this is the exact opposite energy, okay? So this is someone who is not staying true to their values. This is someone who they are allowing themselves to be persuaded. They are allowing themselves to feel the pressure and weight of what society says they should be doing and things like that, or, you know, way they should be living, things like that. But this is not something that this person would normally do or you would normally do, okay? So some of you may be kind of like, I feel like you're out of balance, some of you, in some regards to who you are or staying true to your values, but at the same time, and I feel like because you don't want to deal with rejection. You want to fit in. You know what I'm saying? And that's not typically what an Aries would do. So I want to say you guys are out of your element this month. Like I said, this reading is not going to resonate with everybody. The message, I pray for the messages to come out for those who truly, truly need to be reached. Those who truly need to hear it. So if you feel like this isn't for you, it isn't, okay? So it is what it is. The energy that is also coming up here for you guys, in conjunction with that, you have the deprivation card. You have the shame card, okay? So, but these two are in the reverse. Now, it's possible someone could be feeling embarrassed or ashamed or not proud. It's also possible that some of you guys could be feeling deprived and feeling like you put something off on the shelf. But in reverse here, something's not being put off on the shelf. You no longer want to be deprived, and you may be trying to come out of this depriving yourself, and you may be wanting to come out of this shame or coming out of this feeling of inferiority or feeling like you don't fit or like you don't belong or like you're isolated or standing on the outside from the rest, and those kind of things, okay? Or feeling, coming out of this, you don't want to feel embarrassed, or you're not going to. So, and this is just so interesting how this is being presented here, okay? I feel like you guys have the opportunity to turn things around. You guys have the opportunity to reject what society says you should be doing, okay? And to not feel ashamed, because they might be saying you should be ashamed that you still are in your 30s and you haven't did this or that and da-da-da-da. Or you're not being this way or this and that. And, feeling like you have to put something off on the shelf because you're feeling that pressure to cave in to what everybody else is saying you should do. I feel like you guys have the opportunity to turn this around, okay, for some reason. And maybe you guys could be trying to turn this around by selling out. I hate to say that. Because an upright, this is somebody who's not going to sell out. This is someone who's going to stay true to their integrity and morals. They're going to reject what everybody else is saying is the norm. Okay? In the reverse, this is someone who does not want to feel like they're not a part of the norm. Someone who is willing to change their ways in order to fit in so that they don't have to feel ashamed or embarrassed or like they don't fit in or isolated from everyone else, and also so that they no longer have to feel deprived of whatever it is they feel they could have if they change their values, their integrity, their morals, and sell out. That's the way I'm interpreting this. So we're going to go ahead and pull your cards here, Aries, and see what you guys have that's going to pull. Let's get to the details of this energy, okay? Because that's what these cards, my tarot cards this month, is based around, is these energies that are presented here. It's a different narrative for each and every one of you, and I'm still going to be pulling this narrative based off of what I see in these cards, okay? So even if somebody says, no, that's not quite the story yet, I bet you I'm going to figure it out. But I'm definitely interested in hearing how this reading resonates for you guys, okay? Because this is something I'm doing different, okay? This is something I'm doing different. This is not my usual standard way for doing the readings. But I like to change things up from time to time to keep you guys from being bored and to keep myself from being bored, okay? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep things staying like boring or stagnant. No, I like to switch it up. So keep in mind that from time to time, you guys, I'm going to switch it up and do something different. Heck, next month I may completely do something different. Just because I want to present something different, something more, I'm trying to keep my channel interesting and exciting or whatever. I appreciate those of you who have been loyal and have stuck by my channel that are subscribed. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for booking readings with me and supporting the work that I do in my channel and my family. Thank you. You guys are truly appreciated. Much love, you guys. Okay. And any feedback is appreciated. Just be respectful. That's all. That's all I ask. But I love you guys. Okay. So, in this particular month, you guys. Wow, this is interesting. You guys are focused on no longer getting cheated. Focus on no longer, and I feel like this goes back to the no longer wanting to be deprived. Okay. No longer wanting to feel like you have to make sacrifices here because this is someone, this is the Seven of Swords in the reverse. And the Seven of Swords is usually all about feeling cheated, feeling taken for granted, feeling literally like somebody actually is cheating, feeling like, somebody's taking advantage, things like that, feeling like somebody's being sneaky. In reverse, exact opposite. So you're not feeling like someone's cheating, taking advantage, or taking you for granted, um, or like you're being cheated, or at least you guys desire to not feel this way, okay? You're not feeling like anyone's being sneaky or anything like that. It's all out in the open, it's all very apparent, but I feel like somehow um, you guys don't want to be deprived like you really don't want to be deprived anymore. You really don't want to be feeling like you're being cheated anymore for whatever reason, or like someone's you're not wanting to see anybody take anything else away from you, okay? And there's some what's going along with this is there's some sort of communication, okay, that's coming through, or you're making it, and it could be in regards to if someone has not been cheating you or taking advantage of you or taking you for granted, or you may be communicating, hey, I don't want to, be taken for granted anymore. I refuse to. Hey, I don't want to feel like I'm cheated anymore. You know what I'm saying? You may be feeling like you want to get what you want or whatever this is. But there's some communication relating to this. Someone even could be communicating you that they're not doing anything wrong. Okay? And that could be the reason why there's um, no shame here, no embarrassment, no more gossiping and things like that. Because in upright, this is like gossip, people looking, people staring, someone feeling ashamed, embarrassed, shocked, exposed. Exposed. This is no longer feeling exposed, embarrassed, ashamed, or whatever. You know, this is to me also could be like the secret is out of the box because this is something being put into the box. It's out of the box. You know, what's hanging over the situation? Getting what you want without having to go through any changes. Getting what you want without having to fight. Winning by default. Even if it means being underhanded. And being underhanded meaning even if it means you're going to get what it is you want regardless of how you have to go about getting it. Aries, what's going on this month? Are you guys getting scandalous? Is somebody getting scandalous? Are you guys just like all for me? Like, no, I don't know what's going on with you guys. This is like interesting. And please don't be offended. I'm making jokes, but please don't be offended. What's underlying the situation here? With the Four of Cups, this is literally the root of the situation is you've been disappointed. Okay, you've been disappointed. Somebody's disappointed. You may have even been feeling vulnerable and exposed, and like people been lying and talking about you and gossiping about you. You know what I'm saying? Because this is someone who they're literally naked and everybody's sitting around laughing and looking at them and pointing at them like, ha, they're naked. You know what I'm saying? They've been exposed. This is also someone who's on a high horse and they probably thought they was all regal and stuff because they're a king. They felt untouchable, but they really are exposed and vulnerable while they're sitting on their high horse, and everybody's mocking them, laughing at them, So, this is someone in authority who is being exposed, someone who is being questioned. Okay. Um, this also could be the reason here that um, I'm seeing the rejection card in reverse, because I said this is somebody who they're a sellout. They lack the integrity, you know. They lack the integrity for some kind of reason, or they choose to no longer be authentic to themselves, or to they choose to give in. They can be sold, They can be sold, or whatever. So if somebody come to them and offer them a deal and say, hey, you know, if you if you're an actor or an actress, and normally you wouldn't play the nude role in a film, but if they pay you the money, you might say, well, shoot, I'll do the role, then you give me the big bucks, because they present you the big bucks. That's who this person is. Normally they would never do that. Normally they'd never do that. Now if they're in upright, but in reverse they would. Okay. Someone in the upright is going to say, no, you can't pay me enough money to do a nude scene as an actor. You know, keep your money. I'd rather not, you know, but this person has no shame. They have no shame, and they refuse to be deprived. They're like, no, I'm getting mine. I'm getting mine. I refuse to be deprived anymore. And that could be where you guys are at. You're like, I refuse to feel like I'm on the losing end here, or to feel like I'm vulnerable to other people making fun of me because I don't, fit in, or because whatever it is. But the Four of Cups is also about being disappointed and not being happy with what you have, or not having appreciation for what you have, or just feeling like what you've been offered or what you have had, it hasn't been any different than anything else you've been offered. Okay. But the narrative I'm getting here is you guys just don't want to be cheated anymore. You're communicating this. You want what it is that you feel I feel like you feel you guys deserve or something, and you're going to get it at whatever cost it is. Even at the cost of changing either your values or the way you feel, and you're not going to have any shame or embarrassment about it. um you know you know what I'm saying, like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because you're tired of getting what it is you feel you don't deserve, or what it is you don't want, you know? But somebody's feeling vulnerable, exposed, and things like that too. This is really interesting. Please tell me how this reading resonates with you, because I'm really, truly interested. Um, in the past position here, you didn't make a move, okay? You didn't take any action for whatever reason. In the present position here, though, it looks like you're on the move. You're on the move, because you're on this horse and you're on the way to Happyville, or at least you're desiring to be. You are concerned about your happiness right now, Aries. You know what I'm saying? You're concerned about brighter days. Okay. Now there is somebody out there could be wanting a baby, and you could be willing to compromise integrity, moral values to get it. However you got to get it. You know what I'm saying? Or willing to take the unconventional way, or just cheat your way to get it. However you're going to get it. I'm so sorry for the person. And I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I actually knew someone who they wanted to have a kid with someone, and they were willing to go about it in the wrong way, regardless if it was the way of integrity. And I warned them it wasn't a good idea, but they wanted what they wanted. They didn't really care. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that actually be the actual reality. Sometimes that actually happens. There's people out there like that. Okay, I've met quite a few of them. You know, so I'm not going to judge, but what I'm going to say is be careful in whatever choices you're trying to make, that you're not doing something underhanded or whatever that could As long as it doesn't affect anybody else in a negative way, then do you. But if it's going to affect somebody else's life or situation and things like that in a negative way, then you might want to think about that twice, because karma's not, you know, you don't want that kind of karma. Is all I'm saying. I keep looking over here because I see a mosquito and I'm hoping it doesn't come and bite me because I already feel like it did. Don't know how it got in. But anyway, yeah, you guys are focused on your happiness right now, okay? Brighter days, happier days, and getting somewhere and making your move. Prancing on into your happiness, okay? All right. Um, Somebody might even be dealing with a Leo or something, maybe, but your concerns. Your concern is that you got to fight for what it is that you're trying to gain or want. Some of you could be dealing with some serious competition here, because this is a competition card. But you're like, bring it, because I'm ready to take on the challenge or whatever. I'm willing to take on anyone who's coming for me. This is also petty fighting, quarreling, arguments, debates, or whatever. But this is also healthy competition and willing to compete. Okay, this is also a willingness to compete. Okay, and not being afraid to do so and fight for what it is you want. You're concerned about this, so you could be concerned also about conflict. And when I say conflict, it could be self conflict, internal conflict, or just conflict of interest, or conflict with others because of whatever is going on here. Okay, outside influence. This is the Magician in reverse. This is definitely not empowering yourself and using whatever skills you have at your disposal to um, make something happen. But I'm also, and I'm gonna tell you something else. This card I've rarely ever seen in reverse, but I'm gonna tell you what else this could be. This also could be doing dark magic. Okay. And when I say dark magic, there are people who are out there doing that. But I also feel like this is someone who is doing some, because this is working your charm. This is working your charm, taking whatever you have at your disposal and empowering yourselves to make something happen. Now, in reverse, this is someone who may not be doing that as an outside influence. They may not be doing what they really could to empower themselves to really make things happen for themselves. So but this also could be, you have good magicians. This would be an upright, and you have dark magicians, okay? So it's possible as an outside influence, someone could be, like I said, because this is someone who wants to win at whatever cost. Okay. So this could be someone who, if they are working their charm, they're not, they're kind of like doing this in a way that maybe would be shameful. But like I said, you guys, you have no shame here. This is also, like I said, someone who could be doing some things that are not, if someone is working in charm and magic, maybe it's seducing somebody. Maybe it's, like I said, literally somebody doing dark magic or witchcraft, whatever they're doing. Or maybe this is also like, because you know what I'm paying attention to? This is a table here, but all of these things that someone is using to work their magic is under the table. You see what I'm saying? So it's like making deals under the table, working, doing some things under the table somehow. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, something feels underhanded here. Forgive me, like I said, if you guys feel like I'm being negative. I'm just interpreting this the way I see it. And that's all the more reasons why I want to hear what you guys have to say about how this reading resonates, or if it makes any sense to you, because you're helping me to see how this narrative here is turning out. Okay? I'm pretty confident in what I'm seeing, because this is for somebody. Okay? This is for somebody, and I know my cards well enough, and my intuition is speaking to me strong. So, but I definitely want to know who's going through this. Or how is this, coming out in your situation, okay? Your obstacles and your challenges here. this is, the Hermit in reverse. This is someone who, and you might be dealing with a Virgo who's negative, but this is someone in their challenge, but this is someone here who they're not taking time to think. They're not taking time to be themselves and really meditate on some things. They're not really taking the time to come to some conclusions on uh, what it is they really want to do in their life, what it is they really want to do in their situation, and um, the best way to approach it. Okay, it's like it's one of those things like this is someone turning away from their higher self, their subconscious. This is someone turning away from the light. This is someone turning away from, taking the time to really get clear here about what it is that they want to do in on a higher level. There's a snake here that is normally presented at the bottom, but in the reverse is presented at the top. So it could be a challenge that someone really is struggling to deal with their dark side. I'm sorry, this is just how I'm seeing it, okay? Somebody's really struggling to deal with their dark side because somebody's willing to go to the dark side to get what it is that they want because they want it so bad they can taste it. They're like, forget this, I'm gonna get whatever it is I want, however I have to get it. Okay? Even if it means being um, underhanded or just like going about it in an unorthodox way or a way that normally wouldn't fit your integrity or your values. And it's not to say that it's all bad or negative. Maybe you could just be going about something in a way that you normally wouldn't have. And so it's like you flipped all in reverse. If you were a person who normally was like more spiritual and all about um, find your higher sense of purpose and that's what you want to do for a career, this is like you flipping around and saying, forget all that. I don't care about all the spiritual stuff. I don't care about finding my higher sense of purpose and things like that in life. I just want to do what everybody else is doing because it's successful and I want to be successful and I want the money, the fame, the notoriety, the comfort that comes with it, the material things, the status, the respect, the acceptance. You know what I'm saying? That's total opposite of someone who would be more comfortable with a more humble life that is, more about seeking a more spiritually purposed life, who doesn't care about how much money they're making and if they're driving a Mercedes Benz or if they're living in this nice house on the mansion or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm seeing here. That's what I'm seeing here. It's also about, like I said, somebody may want to finally step into Hollywood or something and be, this big famous actor, but you know, they hadn't been getting there the way of it that they were doing before, which was up, going the traditional, well, going the way that would be the way of integrity, the way of doing things the right way, because as we all know, people get into Hollywood other ways too. Some people sleep their way to the top, and I'm not saying you guys are doing that. Please don't be offended. I'm just giving examples. You got some people, um, they make deals. They pay somebody on the side to let them get that audition. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'll pay you $50 if you let me jump in line to get in this audition, ahead of everybody else, or you put my name in the put a good word in on my name. You know what I'm saying? So that's not necessarily a bad thing. If you can find a way to cut the line so that you can get a leg up, and all you had to do is pay somebody $50, that's not a bad thing. Maybe you wouldn't have did it before, but it is what it is. Um, yeah, so that's a challenge. Okay, you guys are turning away from your higher spiritual self or your subconscious self, um, the side of you that would look to the light. Okay, that's a challenge. Somebody's kind of diving to the dark side. I don't know. Sorry. Oh, your expectations here. Your expectations here, okay? You can expect that you definitely have a decision to make here. You have a choice that you are weighing out, and you're weighing out the pros and cons, because typically this is like a choice between the light and the dark. It's a choice between the old and the new, the tried and the true, um, an ex love or a new love. Okay, this is a choice between one or the other, but whatever the choice is, it's between two drastically very different things, and it's between two things that are very opposite of each other. One could be the good one could be the bad one. Okay, you know, whatever it could be, it doesn't even have to be good versus bad. It could just be things that are two totally different things that, really you can't compare them, but maybe you could compare them. They have their pros and cons, or it is a choice between the pros and cons. The Lover's card here is also about romance, passion, okay? Maybe even a twin flame. I've heard that, but I'm not really into that. Just saying. You guys expect, you guys are probably expecting that you're going to have a good time and some romance, some of you. Um, some of you, like I said, are expecting to make a choice between two clear cut, concise choices and paths that are very different from the other, or between two different people that are very different from the other. Okay? What you got coming up here between now and next few weeks, next few days, next few months, maybe as far as a year, you guys are either going to come into some psychic insights here with the moon, get more in touch with your intuition, or you may gain some psychic insights. Some of you may become delusional. Don't think I'm being negative, or disillusioned. Some of you may be unclear as to what you want to do. Some of you, so some of you may still be in the dark. Some of you may find yourselves distracted, to be honest with you, because this is very much in this particular deck, the whimsical. This is someone who they're supposed to be enjoying this picnic here, but everything is slipping and getting away from them. Their doggy bag, the spoon, and the bowl and everything. And they're watching this because they're too distracted by watching this cow jump over the moon. Something that is so unusual and ridiculous, okay? If you know anything about fairy tales, you know the story, okay? Um, you know the nursery rhyme. It's a nursery rhyme, that's right. You know the nursery rhyme. So be careful to not become distracted by something, especially something that really, as fantasy wise, it seems it really is not reality. Okay, so this is also being distracted by fantasy and missing out on things because you're not really looking at reality. Okay, things slipping away from you because you're focused on fantasy. Be careful of that. So that's once again being delusional or disillusioned. This card is also about hidden things that are hidden under the surface that you still can't see. Could be deceits, lies, secrets, um, betrayal, whatever it is. But some of you, it could literally just be coming into more, gaining more intuition about your situation, or gaining psychic insights about it, okay? Whatever the case is, what I always like to tell people is with the future position, this is the energy we're working with right now. This future prediction can change depending on what you decide to do. Because these are, to me, readings are meant to give you insights, and these things should be seen as indicators as to what could come up, and also potentially as warnings, so that if you feel like you want to make a change, you can, because you have free will. So you don't have to feel like all this is set in stone. You have free will to choose to do things differently, to make different choices. And also, let's say if you couldn't change what's coming up because maybe it's destiny, you have the free will and choice to change how you perceive the way things turn out. So instead of feeling like you're a victim, you learn to understand that these are situations you can learn from, and they're learning lessons, because we're here to learn, okay? That's what our experiences are in this physical world, okay? Spiritual lessons in a physical world. Your outcome. You release burdens, you guys. You release burdens. A whole heavy load comes off of you. Okay? A lot of it. You may have been shouldering the burden before, but you're not going to do it anymore. Okay? Things get easier for you. Things get easier for you. You find some of this responsibility that has been, weighing you down, coming off your shoulders, but you definitely release burdens. Things get easier for you, okay? So let's go ahead and do your advice. And like I said, don't, and I think that's a good outcome, but don't see anything in readings as negative. That's way too many cards, way too many cards. Don't see anything as negative. See things as potentials to decide to make a choice, okay? To change something that you don't think you like seeing. Warnings or whatever. And if you're interested in a personal reading, prettytarot.com. You can also check the description box below for sales because there may be some there. Email me at prettytarot@gmail.com. I appreciate you guys supporting my business, okay? And supporting what I do in my channel. Advice here, you got the 10 of Earth. So this is indicating prosperity, wealth, abundance, you benefiting in a situation or you being able to see how you benefit in a situation. It also could be a blessed family situation or seeing some sort of gains come through financially or seeing some investments pay off for yourselves, things like that. If this card, it says a very happy family life, financial security is gained, finding magic in the little things in life. Okay, so you guys may be seeing that whatever you choose to do here, if you feel like you want to lose in before and you decide, no, I'm going to change that because I'm going to just change the way I've been doing things, that could very well be the reason why, and you benefit. You guys benefit, it looks like. And this says, ask for help from others, okay? Whoa, these two popped out. And this says, stick with it, continue to climb whatever this steep thing is that you're climbing. So if it is a ladder that you're climbing, if it is a tall mountain or tree that you're climbing, stick with it. Even if it seems like it's just like, whoa, impossible. Like if that tree feels unstable or something, you still can do it. It's saying stick with it. And this says you are safe. Though you may be surrounded by vultures that may want to pick you off this flower here, you are safe, okay? So know that you still have beauty here that you are protected by here, okay? You still have something positive that is protecting you. You're safe. So go for whatever it is you feel you need to go for and don't worry about it, you guys. And like I said, keep in mind, I'm not really judging you guys here. I'm just interpreting the cards. And, don't feel any kind of way. Now, what's interesting is here, you guys got the religious factors cards, okay? And this card is saying your love life is influenced by religious upbringing and spiritual path. Now, for those of you who this reading resonates with your love life, your morals and your values are probably, getting at you. But even for those of you who this doesn't resonate with you for your love life, it's the same message here that your situation, your life period, whether it's your job, career, finances, or just whatever it is you're dealing with or going with, this situation is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So once again, you remember what I was saying before, that this is someone who has a certain amount of integrity and values, and they cannot be persuaded by anybody, especially the pressures of society, and therefore society may reject them and they stand alone because they are their own person, okay? This is someone who would have a certain kind of upbringing and spiritual path that you know, they were maybe taught to be your own person or be a person of certain kind of morals and values. And it's not to say that this person has more morals and values than anyone else. It's just that whatever this person believes, whatever their values, their principles, their morals and values are, or whatever, um, they operate off of how they feel about what it is that they choose to do. They don't cave to what anyone else says they should do, especially not society. But in the reverse, you guys are choosing to no longer do that because you feel like you don't want to be deprived or feel left out of something. Okay? You don't want to feel somehow like you're, you know, I don't want to say the butt of the jokes or that other people are looking at you and saying, look at her. She can't do any better than that because of what, you know what I'm saying? That it's like people are always trying to shame those people who they choose to be free spirited and they like to um, live different lives. They're like, there's people who um, they refuse to buy a house. They refuse to go about things the traditional way. They may just like house sit for other people, and they just kind of live that gypsy lifestyle, like where they go from home to home based off of who's offering them a home in exchange for them, you know, keeping their house clean or whatever service they're offering. Like that's somebody who's living a non-traditional lifestyle. And they people may shame them for it and call them bums and say, why don't you just get a job like everybody else and buy yourself a house or rent your home like everybody else and buy a car and stop, you know, hitchhiking your rides and things. You know what I'm saying? Like they may shame someone like that. And someone like that may wake up one day and say, you know, I don't want to feel like an outcast anymore. I don't want to keep shuffling from one place to the next anymore. I want to feel like I'm winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it makes any sense. But so they may go against their free spirited ways that material things don't matter and falling into line with what everybody else does. Society doesn't matter because they finally decide that these things do matter to them. You know, I'm so sorry this reading is so long, but this message was truly meant for someone. And this is not to make you feel bad about you choosing to switch up whatever value system that you have. And I don't mean to call you a sellout. I'm just saying this is the best way I can describe the energy that I'm seeing. Okay. Um, so don't take offense or anything like that. Whatever choices you make, you know, you do you, not judging you at all. It's just I'm just trying to find the best ways to interpret what I'm seeing. Okay. Um, uh, not being passive aggressive either, but I wish you guys the best. Definitely let me know how it resonates. I appreciate likes. Thank you for hitting the like button for those of you who do. Thank you for commenting. I appreciate you guys commenting. Please let me know how this resonates. Thank you for those who subscribe. Thank you for those who have supported my channel through booking readings with me and, you know, supporting my family too because of that. I appreciate you guys. Peace.